What's up with you guys? Today I'm answering questions that you posted under my videos. This specific video that I'm going to be targeting is the video that I asked, what is your number one reason or number one obstacle for you not to buy a house today? Is that it actually? Because I don't know if that's the obstacle. Obviously I'm going to try to be educational, but some questions are they just don't deserve much attention because it's more of a pity party than the actual question. For example, the number one reason is I don't have any money. Well, my question to this is, what do you do? Can you make more money? I have another video, I'm going to link it up here, that I answer a question. I have no savings, where to start? So instead of just complaining that you don't have any money, maybe you should try a way to lower your expenses and up your income. Pick up another job like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber, what have you, a Lyft. There's many other jobs that you can just pick up and just work like as a freelancer. It's very easy now. Rent your car on Turo if you want, like I did. Follow channels like mine that talk about business, maybe start your own business and make some more money. And if that's the biggest issue, my number one concern for you guys is, do you actually track your expenses? Because whatever you measure, you can manage. But if you don't measure your expenses, you know how much your expenses are a month. How can you manage it? How can you make them lower than this? Again, the next comment, very similar, not having enough money. I already addressed it. I posted the video under that comment to this viewer. Hopefully it helps, but just saying I have enough money and not doing anything about it will not solve any of your problems ever. You cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. It doesn't work that way. You have to take charge. It is up to you. You are responsible for where are you right now financially, nobody else. Sorry for the tough love, but it has to be addressed, guys. Another one that I see a common trend is too expensive. Compared to when? 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 3,000 years ago? Of course it's more expensive. Inflation. Everything becomes more expensive over time. It is just the normal thing. Also, salaries go up. I'm not getting in there. I know salaries don't keep up with inflation, but knowing this should give you the idea to actually do something about it. So yes, it is more expensive than last year, and it is more expensive than the year before, and next year most likely will be more expensive than this year. By the way, I've said that many times before. When I did buy this house, before I bought it, people were telling me how stupid I was because the market is so expensive. And guess where are we now? This house I bought for $115 and right now is $194,000. I have a breakdown video, I'll put it somewhere here, of all of my properties and how they increased in value. So I think there's always a good time to buy. Yes, things are more expensive than before. Things tomorrow will be more expensive than things today. So instead of, again, just complaining about them, do something about them. The next one is earning money. I already addressed those. Another one, too effing expensive. Again, there's multiple factors that play into this. It's not just politics. It's not just supply and demand. Mostly it's supply and demand. It's not just supply chain shortages. There's many factors that play into this. It is not just one thing that made everything so expensive. You know, it usually does not work that way. It's not, there's one straw that breaks the camel's back usually, but there's usually many factors. How many times say usually? Many factors about the economy. It is not just one thing. So I'm not gonna go into detail because I see I'm already on like 5 minutes or so of the video. So I don't wanna make the video like 30 minutes. Again, instead of just complaining about how expensive it is or just noticing, do something about it. There's always a deal to be made. There's always a deal to be had. If you saw my short the other day, I went to run, and I've been trying to run for so long. I went to run. I met one of the brokers in front of real estate that I was looking at for maybe a year now, and I cannot find who owns it. And that turned to be the broker, and she gave me her number, and the house is owned by the bank. Hopefully we do something. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a great deal. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be, but I'm on the market for a deal. Again, it might not be an amazing deal like my third house that I bought $40,000 on the market value. Those deals maybe I'm not gonna find anymore, but you know what? During that time, it was 2020, right before we closed with the pandemic, I thought I'm never gonna find a deal that is $10,000 in the market value, and bam, I found one that is 40. So instead of just noticing or complaining that it's too expensive, do something about it. Next one is low credit score. I will have videos in the future, and I have some. I'm gonna link them down below and right here for credit scores. Low credit scores, work on it. My credit score fell down to 640 actually, from 740, 750. It went down to 640. I spent about $30,000 for merchandise for my other businesses, ATMs, coin pushers, claw machines, and so on and so forth. If you follow my channel, you know what I'm talking about. Now it is 700. I did pay off the debt when I needed to pay the debt. So I suggest you do the same, pay the debt little by little, and no money Well, I've addressed those points before. Start working another job, start addressing your spending. If you're watching this on an iPhone 13, this is part of the problem. If you're watching this on an iPad, you have iPad mini and out the other eye, I don't even know the lines, this is part of the problem. By the way, the reason why I'm recording on this kind of weird camera, this is my phone, it's Pixel 3 that I bought like 3 years ago. My GoPro broke, so I'm waiting for Black Friday to actually buy a good deal on a camera, which will be a $400 camera. Again, I own quite some in real estate. I do have the means to buy if I want a $3,000 camera. I am not though, because it's not the right investment. So just because you have the money doesn't mean you have to buy the perk that you want. And yes, I would like my channel to be better quality and so on and so forth, but my finances are more important and my financial future is more important than having, instead of 1080p, having 2.7K videos on YouTube. So take that from me. Just because you can buy it doesn't mean you have to. Finding good deals in competitive markets. This has always been the case in almost every business. Finding a good deal, finding a good account. We all fight for those good deals and good accounts, right? This is not really a reason. It's maybe an obstacle, but if you push hard enough, you will eventually find a deal. I am nobody. I am a nothing burger. I'm a small fish in Jacksonville. It's a huge city. We're pushing 1 million people. I did find all of my deals were good deals, except my first house. It was a good deal, but not as good as a deal as I could have made it, but I didn't know enough back then. Second house I bought with, I think, 30,000 under market value or so, or 20 at the time. A third house is 40. The fourth house, can't really tell. It's a good deal, but I don't know if I bought it a lot under market value. But I'm trying to say is, there's always deals to be had, if you look hard enough. 10K credit card debt, 10K car payments, solo earner in my home. Lost my job last month, lost my driving license through injury. I'm working and earning now, but no capital for deposit and no chance of mortgage. Now, I'm gonna be harsh, guys. I'm maybe not gonna be the nicest thing to say, so be prepared, but what's the reason you have 10K credit card debt? What's the reason? So people usually generalize their financial situation with, oh, that just happened. It didn't just happen. You did that to you. So the injury might not have been your problem, which is crazy, you know, sorry if anything very bad happened to you. I hope you recover fast. Driving license lost. I don't know what the reason might be. I don't want to speculate, but usually if it's not your fault, you're going to lose your license. You have to set up yourself for success, not set up yourself for failure. If you constantly have credit card debt, if you're driving cars you cannot afford, like to buy my car, do you know how I waited 4 years and I had specific financial goals to buy my car? And I could have bought it the year before. I just didn't. So all I'm trying to say is everybody's into the situation they are because of them. Nobody else. So there is a way up. You have to be more financially prepared. You have to be more financially responsible. And you have to take better financial decisions. And you will basically rise to the top. Do you think I'm an immigrant. I came here 2012. I worked for $4.25 an hour as a dishwasher. I did not have papers for 4 years or 5 years. I got my green card in. The price is almost double to what they were pre-corona. Again, in the beginning I said the prices are higher, obviously for a lot of reasons. Lower interest rate. Every 1% down in interest rate is 10% up on a price because you can afford more house. And vice versa. Every 1% up on interest rate, the prices should go down about 10%. So just saying that they're more, you're right. What you gonna do about it? How do you justify buying houses that should sell for 120, which are now around 200,000? And my question to you is, who are you to justify a house? Like, did you determine that? Who determined that the house is worth 120? How would I justify it? Well, if it's $200,000 and the rent on this house is $3,000 a month, that's a good justification. If the average sales price for a house like this is $250,000, but I can get it for $200,000, that's a good justification. Good cash flow, good cap rate, good interest rate. There's many justifications I can make. Obviously, those are brutal examples. If the house is 200K for sale price, most likely it's worth around that. I get your point. You're trying to say, well, they're cheaper last year. Yes, they are. What are you going to do now? Again, sorry, but the theme of this video is, what are you going to do? Maybe I don't want to name it, what are you going to do? But seriously, situation is like this. No bitching will do anything good. What is the solution? I want solutions. That's how I see any problem that I encounter. I want solutions. I don't care why it became this way. All I care is, this is where we're at. We're in this room now. What are we going to do? Okay, and here after I said I'm going to address those things in my video, although I'm trying not to. I'm also more than 10 minutes pushing now, so That's going to be the last segment of the video. I can make a longer one, maybe a second part, but from the way you see it, this viewer says that if the market drops, I'm 50% into the hole. There's not much meat on the bone into the statement. If the market drops, what, 1%? I'm okay. If the market drops 99%, pretty much everyone is screwed. If the market drops, how much? During the Great Recession, how much did the market drop? So I'm not sure what you mean. I mean the whole 50%. There's different strategies how to use debt, which I address into this channel. And if you want to stick around, please stick around and learn. And if it's your cup of tea, you can try this. If it's not, you can follow Dave Ramsey and retire when you're 125 years old as a millionaire. Great. If you don't, you can follow channels like mine or others who, talk about how to use debt and how to use that smart. But let's see what happens when the market drops. Let's say the market drops, 10%, which doesn't work that way. This is not stocks, this is not Bitcoin, right? It's not cryptocurrency. The market doesn't just drops. It doesn't work that way. A market in real estate drops very slowly. But anyways, let's say it drops 10%. So let's say my portfolio is $800,000 controlling assets. Now my portfolio becomes $720,000. So what? I'm not losing any money. The rent's going to increase, because when that happens, people will start not being able, they're going to be upside down, some of them, so they have to foreclose, which means they have to leave the house and go and rent, which means rents will be more demanded, which means rents will go up, which means I have rental properties. What do you think I got? I got rentals. So I'm going to get more money for my rentals. The value of the assets really doesn't matter, because I'm counting on cash flow. Say the market drops 50%, okay? Everybody and their mother forecloses, okay? And they gotta go to live somewhere, right? My portfolio from 800K drops to 400K. Again, I don't lose any sleep over it. I don't lose any money, because we go back to that statement that a lot of people tell me, oh, I made $2,000 on the stock market today. Did you sell? No. But if I sell, I'll make 2,000. So you didn't sell, so you didn't make anything. And the next day the market drops and they're like, oh, I lost 1,000. Did you sell? Well, no. Well, so you have like one Tesla stock, man. Shut up. Anyway, so in this example, I'm trying to illustrate to you, I'm not selling my properties. It really doesn't matter how much equity I have. I mean, it matters for different metrics, but it's to this video, it doesn't really matter how much is my how much controlling assets I got. Let's say I got 800,000 and the market drops and I have 400,000. So what? I have 4 properties. For simplicity's sake, let's say I make $1,000 of each property. I still make $4,000 a month. I'm covering my mortgage, I'm covering my timber, taxes, insurance, management, maintenance, emergencies, and reserves. What else do you want from me? I don't care if it drops to and my property is worth $100,000. If I make that rent, it's very easy. Also, again, when properties drop and people foreclose, generally rents increase because those people will have to go somewhere to live, right? And they don't have a house anymore, so they have to rent somewhere. And I don't know if you know, but I don't own $1 million home, so people who are evicted, they will go to homes like mine. My homes are about $100,000 to $150,000 purchase price. They're worth about $100,000 to $200,000. So it's kind of a median, a little bit above the median. It is not slumlord, but it's a bit under the median. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. It's a little bit on a shoot. The question that you need to ask yourself after this video is, do you want to smash the like button? And what are you going to do about it? I hope that motivated you. Maybe that was not a positive reinforcement that you're looking for, but I hope this video motivated you. And again, please answer yourself or leave me a comment down below. What are you going to do about it? Keep hustling. See you next time.